Hello, sports fans. It's me, Sportsman Z, Bob Zolke. And today I have a hockey update for you on my Strat-O-Matic hockey teams. Now, if you don't recall, I did do a preview of my two teams earlier in the fall. And you can go back and find that video, but you don't even have to do that because I will leave an end card link to both of those preview videos if you want to go back and watch those to see who is on the team, the history of the teams. I talk a little bit about the surrounding league for each team. So these are two separate leagues, and they are and the leagues run two entirely different sets of rules. The first on the top, we have the Canadians. And the Canadians are in the Old Time Hockey League. And the reason it's called the Old Time Hockey League is because it goes with old time rules. That means that if there's a penalty, the penalty runs the entire 2 minutes. Even if a goal is scored 3 seconds in, it still runs 2 minutes. So, in theory, a team could score 3 goals in the 2 minutes if they're good enough. So that's the kind of league that we're talking about here. And also in the league that the Canadians are in, I have like a 40-man roster, so I have easily enough guys to get through the season, not have to worry, easily enough skating time and enough goaltending. I mean, in fact, I think on the Canadians team, I have 4 or 5 goalies, maybe. So that's the type of league that is. And in that league, as you can see, the Canadians are 1, 3, and 2. That's 1 win, 3 losses, and 2 ties, because there are ties also in the Old Time Hockey League. So those are real ties. That actually, the game ended with both teams having scored the same amount of goals, which doesn't happen this nowadays in the NHL. So you can see we've got 14 goals for and 20 goals against. And we've had 194 shots on goal and 212 shots against. So we're not the greatest defensive team around. And this is only maybe 2 weeks of games. Maybe not even. It might not even be 2 weeks worth of games. It was just whatever the end of November. And so now, when we play our next block, the next block of games will be an entire month, I believe. We play that's another change you'll see when I talk about the Whalers. In that league, you play an entire month of home games, just your home games, and then your road games are played by the teams that you play against on the road. But you play an entire month of games. So right now, the goal leaders on the Canadians are Galchenyuk and Tom Wilson, both of which have 3 goals. And the points leader is Alexander Radulov, who has 6 points for my Canadians. And then our top goaltender, who's done the bulk of the playing so far, is Carey Price, and he's 1, 2, and 2 with a .296 goals against average and a .916 save percentage. And if you look back at the preview video for the Canadians, you'll see that I had probably discussed that I had a different goalies. I did not have Carey Price at that time, and that's because I traded him for. I traded Carey Price. I traded Jack Eichel and another. Oh, I traded Jack Eichel and Mike Smith for Thomas Tatar, Carey Price, and another guy, another like bench skater. So anyway, that may not have been the greatest trade in the world, but I did it. I was hoping Carey Price would, bounce back to his normal self. And so far this year in the real NHL, that hasn't happened. So now down here we got the Whalers. And the Whalers are in the USFHL. I forget what that abbreviation stands for. But anyway, you can see now in this league we did play 2 weeks worth of games, 2 weeks worth of home games, and the Whalers are 4-5-0-1 because this league plays with the current NHL rules, so there are no ties. So the 0 will always be a 0 because there will never be a tie. So the 1 is for an overtime loss. So I won 4 games, I lost 5 in regulation, and I had 1 overtime loss. My goals for were 30 goals for, and goals against were 34. But look, shots 325 shots on goal, 256 shots against. So this team has a stifling defense, but it can't score. And, I mean, you can see 325 shots and only 30 goals. So we're not doing that well, really. But here's where we're really getting killed. Power play is only 17.5%. And the penalty kill is only 64%. And also I want to mention up here the Canadians have 25 and 78. Those are actually decent numbers. But the 17.5 and the 64 suck. So, and you hockey guys out there, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my assessment of those numbers for the power play and the penalty kill for each team. The goal leader is Taylor Hall with 6, and he also is the points leader with 11. And another bad thing here is he's the goal and points leader, but he only has 31 games that I can play him in. After 31 games, he has to sit, and I have to play somebody else. So, that's not a good thing. I mean, just, if you're having trouble scoring, and you know your scoring leader is going to leave in 21 games, that's probably troublesome at best. Now, and then you can see the goalies. I have Lundqvist. I just love to call him a Lundqvist instead of Lundqvist. He's 2-2 with a 247 goals against average and a 906 save percentage. And then I have Casey DeSmith, who actually had a good year last year, but as far as I know, the Penguins have not brought him back up and have not put him back on the NHL roster. So he has yet to play this year, which kind of stinks, but I had to get another backup that was a good goalie, because the backup after him is Craig Anderson, and he's terrible. So you can see DeSmith really is terrible so far for me, as for the team. He's 2-4 with a 383 goals against average and an 846 save percentage. So based on the card, I thought he would be a lot better than that, and so far he hasn't been. So that's kind of a rundown where those teams are. And so now the next thing is, and here we play, and another thing I was going to go back to is, in this league, in the USFHL, we only play 2 weeks at a time. A block is 2 weeks of games. Whereas up here, a block is an entire month. So the Canadians, I won't have another Canadians update for you until sometime in January, probably. Maybe the second week in January. But I should have another update on the Whalers. I don't know how I'll play it. I may just do another update on the Whalers in 2 weeks when I have the updated statistics for the 2 weeks. Or I just may wait and let the Whalers play 2 blocks while the Canadians play 1, and then come back and do another update where these guys have played a month and these guys have played another month. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'll play it as I go. Play it by ear. Play it by ear. So anyway, that is the update that I've got for you on my Strat-O-Matic hockey teams. And I wanted to get that in because really I have not been doing a lot of hockey lately. It's been mostly baseball and baseball. So it's been baseball and my football picks. That's what it's really been on the channel lately. So I wanted to get a little hockey in there, and I may even do, because I bought one of the other old time sets, one of the for the computer, the hockey computer game. So I may even start doing a hockey, like a play at home type of hockey season, and give you similar updates on that. Again, we'll play it by ear because I mean, really, I got a lot going on with the '79 World Series and the picks every week, and updates on the real life Islanders and the real life White Sox, what they're doing in the off season. So that's quite a bit on my plate, but we'll see if I can get it in. So anyway, I hope you guys liked that video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can get all of my material when it comes out, and you know when it comes out, and you can watch. You can immediately run to your computer and fire it up and watch my videos. And yes, and then ring the bell. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, give me a like, give me comments, let me know what you think about the teams, and we'll see with the Whalers. I mean, right now they're buried near the bottom of the division, so so are the Canadians, but the Canadians always are, because and again, this goes back to the video from before, but I'm in a very tough league with the Canadians. The league is like with the Whalers are in. It's more teams and fewer players per team, so it's not quite as brutal. The competition isn't. And the Whalers have made the playoffs every year. Again, that's part of the links that I'll leave in the end of this thing, this video. But anyway, I'm really getting just rambling on. So anyway, that's where I am with my two Strat hockey teams. And right now, it's going to be Sportsman Z, Bob Zolke, signing off.